Last month, ChargerLAB got a 1.8 meters Apple Thunderbolt 4 Pro cable, and the 3 meters wasn't available at that time. But recently we found it was available on Apple's official website, and the price has reached $159, so we ordered it immediately. And now, here it is. The packaging is almost the same as the 1.8 meters cable. You can click the upright corner to take a look. The model is different, A2162. Open the box, it contains the cable and manuals inside. This might be the longest Thunderbolt 4 cable in the industry. The connector is pretty long with the Thunderbolt logo on it. And here is a tiny Apple logo in here. The internal 24 pins are plated with gold. You can pause to see what they correspond to. And there's still no protective sleeve between the cable and the connector. It's very thick and adopts a black braided design that coils without tangling. The length of this cable is 2.94 meters, a little bit shorter, and the diameter is 5 mm. The weight is about 164 grams, almost the weight of an iPhone. The ChargerLAB powered ZKM001C shows is an active cable and can support 20 volts, 5 amp, 100 watts, and up to 40 gigabits per second. Use it to charge the 16-inch MacBook Pro. The power is about 95 watts. And then put it between the Samsung 970 EVO and 16-inch MacBook Pro. Disk speed test shows it can reach 1,400 megabytes per second writing and 2,800 megabytes per second reading. Firstly, let's cut it off. We can see 2 layers of wires. The outer layer is composed of 10 coaxial cables, and the 6 wires of the inner layer are used for positive power supply. Remove the woven layer, and we can see the black TPE pretty smooth. Cut off the TPE, and the shielding layer is under it. And then another tin foil layer for shielding. This is the third layer for shielding. And we can finally see the colored wires inside. They can be used for data transmission and power supply separately. Let's separate and introduce them one by one. Those 5 red wires and a purple wire are used for positive power supply and is made of tinned copper wire. The red, golden, green, and blue wires are differential signal wires and adopt coaxial design. And the first layer is plastic insulating layer, and the copper foil is under it. The most internal wires are plated with silver and wrapped with pure copper shielding plated with silver. Those 2 red wires with orange plastic are used for USB 2.0 transmission. This is another red wire with white plastic. And then the blue wire is CC wire, the yellow one is VCON wire, and the black one is SBU wire. Finally, there are some bare negative wires. After analyzing the cable, let's take apart the connector. Just like the 1.8 meters, the PCB is protected by brass sleeve. And there are 2 circles of dense solder joints on it, which can fix the connector and the junction. The C18R010 is in here. EC16H2 is on the other side. After removing the brass sleeve, we can see the small PCB inside. There are 4 shield covers under the largest chip to reduce the interference. After removing it, we found 4 pairs of differential signal wires we've mentioned are soldered side by side. And then let's take a closer look at the inside of the connector. There are a total of 24 pins, and the junction is protected by glue. Each pin is plated with gold, which can be more durable. You can pause to see what they correspond to. The largest one is Intel Thunderbolt ReTimer chip, model is JHL7040. It is used for signal reconstruction and can reduce signal jitter, and it also might be the reason why it can be 3 meters. This is crystal oscillator marked with 25000. Flip to the back, is equipped with box circuit and e-marker chip. Another large chip is from Infineon CYPDC1186. It even integrates an ARM processor and flash inside just for a cable. That's insane. This is step-down inductor. This one comes from MPS marked with HU. We presume it is a step-down chip. And finally, here is the on semiconductor diode. Both ends are exactly the same. Well, that's all components of this 3 meters Apple Thunderbolt 4 cable. Most of its internal components are similar to the 1.8 meters, but those 6 positive power supply wires are slightly thicker to reduce the data loss over long distances. And the USB 2.0 transmission wires have changed to red instead of green. If you're the person who really needs this cable, $159 won't be very expensive. But for most people who don't need it, there are lots of substitutes for you to choose from. Okay, that's all for today's video. You can also click the corners to view the teardown videos of 1.8 meters cable. Please drop a like, leave your comments, and subscribe to us. I'll catch you guys in the next video.